So I've talked about sprinting a lot on this channel, and I made a video last week talking about how sprinting can improve your numbers in the weight room, especially for someone who's just like a washed up meathead and their primary means of exercise is resistance training. Sprinting provides a novel stimulus compared to strength training, and it's an activity that's going to achieve higher impulses compared to strength training. So if this is something you're not doing and you hit a strength plateau, I'd encourage you to add some sprints and even some jumps into your training. But there's been several people reaching out asking me how to implement it into their training. How many sprints should you do? How far should you run? What type of rest period should you have? Should you do it before or after lifting or even on off days? So I'm just going to give you a very general recommendation for anyone who's looking for a starting point. And this general recommendation is specifically for people who don't do a lot of athletic activities. They don't play sports. They pretty much only lift weights for their exercise. And it's for people who want to use sprinting to get stronger, not necessarily to become better sprinters. So the following is what I would recommend. Start with sprinting just one time per week. If you're using sprinting as a way to assist you in getting stronger, you're not going to want to overdo it. One time per week will be plenty. If you come to enjoy it, then I would definitely encourage you to add sprinting in more frequently. I think 6 to 12 reps of 10 to 20 yards is a great starting point for most people. It's not too much volume or too much distance, and you're definitely not going to get to that top end speed that's going to risk any sort of hamstring injury. The rest can basically just be a walk back to your starting position, and that typically will end up being anywhere between 45 and 90 seconds. And then I would recommend doing this before you lift or on a separate day. Sprinting before lifting typically makes people feel pretty good going into the weight room. And as time goes on and you become more accustomed to sprinting, you can start adding more components to it. Things like catching a tennis ball, chasing or getting chased with a partner, different starting positions, dynamic starts like jogging or shuffling into a sprint. And a lot of people are pleasantly surprised when they realize how beneficial this can be to your weight room performance. And another secondary benefit that you can get from sprinting is that you can get some conditioning or aerobic work. That is if you take rest periods that are on the shorter end of that spectrum. So hopefully that gives some people a little bit of a framework to go off of if they want to start adding sprints but they aren't super comfortable with them yet. As always, thanks for watching the video and I'll see you next time.